Welcome to December. We are kicking off our Investigate month. What does that mean? It means this month we are going to be not only investigating leadership, we're going to be investigating you and your strengths, talking about how to utilize those, investigating the culture that you currently have, and investigating the future culture that you want. It is going to be a month full of investigation. Why? Because coming soon is the start of the year, and we want to kick the year off taking action after recognizing and being aware of our current status so that we can really thrive in 2024. I'm excited. Today we're talking all about leadership. Let's get after it. Let's kick off this episode with some incredible news. Last week, the What If It Works podcast hit 1,000 downloads. And I just need to thank you from the bottom of my heart for not only listening, but also sharing the podcast, but honestly applying what you are learning in the real world, because that is how we are going to create change together. So I just wanted to start with a big thank you, thank you, thank you. We have a lot farther to go, but we are on the right track. This is episode 20. So knowing that we are at 1,000 downloads is very, very exciting. And just last week, I heard that 95% of podcasts don't make it past episode 7, I believe it was. And then of those remaining 5%, only 1% make it past episode 20. And here we are at episode 20. Again, thank you for listening. I know that you are finding value. I am hearing from so many of you. Please think about dropping a line my direction, because it fuels me to continue to create high quality leadership content for you. And speaking of leadership, that is exactly what this episode is going to get into today. We are going to start our December Investigate series with investigating leadership. I was excited to find an article on 10 characteristics of good leaders, and I wanted to highlight the top 5. And let me tell you, I smiled the entire time reading this article, because the first 5 all connect to strategies and information in the impact training that I train on. That is my proprietary method that I created back in 2020. And it just made me happy to know that the characteristics that I help you build in the Lead with Impact content and in my keynote speaking all relate back to these characteristics that are drawn out by the Center for Creative Leadership. I will be sure to link the article in the show notes so you can go check out number 6 through 10. But let's get into it. Let's start with number 1. Number 1 characteristic of a great leader is integrity. And I love that in the article it said this is sometimes the number 1 blind spot that companies miss because they are not reinforcing honesty. Let's say that again. The number 1 blind spot that most companies miss is that they are not reinforcing honesty and integrity. That is powerful. Here's what's so cool about integrity. It's not something you need to necessarily practice. It is something you can put into effect immediately. What does it mean to have integrity? It means you are honest. It means you are showing up authentically as the person you are meant to be. And that is showing up with integrity. I teach this when I talk about trust. The beginning of my keynote speeches, all of them, include discussing trust. And if you have not listened to episode 1 of the What If It Works podcast, I talk about why building trust is the number 1 priority. But when you are honest and you are showing up with integrity, guess what? You are going to be able to build trust very quickly among your team, among your people, among your clients. And this is why I believe the Center for Creative Leadership put this at number 1. again, what I love about this is that this is something you can put into action immediately. It is also something you can investigate in yourself to make sure that you are showing up with integrity. Number 2, delegation. Delegating your responsibilities. Actually, I'm going to rephrase that. It's not delegating your responsibilities. It is not a goal for you to free yourself up by making other people do your work. It is a way for you to enable your people to grow in their skills. Delegation allows you to facilitate teamwork and provide autonomy to your team. Now, here's what's really cool. When you delegate, you build trust in other people. Now, again, not if you are delegating your own tasks that you are supposed to be working on. If you are delegating work that you should be doing, if I were your employer, I wouldn't need you around because you're already having other people do your work. There is a reason you are in the leadership position you are in, and it is because you are very good at your job and you know how to delegate to the right people. Had to pause my recording for a second. I don't know if you heard growling in the background. We just got a brand new puppy, and I am recording this episode at night in my living room, and she just saw her reflection in the sliding glass doors, and oh boy, she was ready to protect me from that dog that was looking in the window, which was her. We got her figured out. We're all good now. Let's talk more about delegation. When you are delegating to the right people, that is how you are going to build trust. You are going to say things to them like, this is a great task for you. You are going to say things like, I'm asking you to do this because I trust that you will do it in the best of your ability, right? And that is how we allow people to really grow in their own skills, but also grow in their own leadership by allowing them opportunities to lead and grow as human beings. I absolutely love delegation. This is actually within the impact model in almost everything. It is in investigating yourself, investigating your team, investigating their strengths, right? But then it's also in the model module where you yourself actually think about how you are modeling what you want out of your team. And I hope that you are modeling how to delegate tasks to other people so that other people can delegate to their team as well, right? Delegation is also found in the problem-solving module and in the cultivate module as well. So it is in the I, the M, the P, and the C in the impact model, which is great. Number 3, communication. People who are great leaders are great at communication. What I love about what the article said is that it's not just about clearly communicating through words. Communication is actually also listening. And as a leader, you need to be able to listen to a wide range of people in different positions, with different backgrounds, with different experiences, with different skill sets. And so I love this idea of not just communicating, but also listening. This is all over the impact module. You're going to see communication, obviously, in investigate, in model. You're going to use this in problem solving. One of my favorite parts of the problem solving module is actually helping others problem solve. So yes, we help you problem solve as well, but we also empower you to help other people problem solve themselves so that they grow in that skill and are able to communicate at a higher level as well. Number 4 is self-awareness. This is exactly what this month is going to be about investigating, not just investigating others, but also investigating yourself. Self-awareness means you understand yourself and you are able to recognize your strengths and your weaknesses. In the article, it talks about that self-awareness is not just you understanding what you're good at and what you're not good at. it's also reflecting on how other people view you. I love this because in a lot of my sessions, I have people write down what are 5 attributes people think you're good at. And that's a different question than what do you believe your top 5 attributes are, right? So really being aware of what would other people say and having that self-awareness to understand that you might think you're great at these 5 things, but are you really showing that to others? In this self-awareness piece, you've got to ask yourself, how do you show up? How do you show up as a leader? How do you show up as a communicator? How do you show up as a delegator? Are you showing up in the way that you want others to see you? Or are you showing up as a way of habit, of what you've always done? That's how you're showing up now. Let me tell you, that is the number one way you are going to grow, is by understanding where you are and where you want to go, and then showing up in that way. We are going to dive into self-awareness next week. On December 11th, that's actually the Monday, I am going to do a Facebook and Instagram Live at 1 o'clock where you are going to be able to investigate you. You are going to have the opportunity, so make sure you watch my social channels, because you are going to have the opportunity to download a handout so that you can complete that live on December 11th. It is a Monday at 1 o'clock p.m. Central. Then on December 12th, what is done in the live will be on the podcast. And so you are going to be able to get a handout as well. It'll be linked in the show notes next Tuesday. You'll be able to download that and fill it out as you go through the Investigate You material. What's crazy is I find so many leaders don't want to do this step. They don't want to investigate themselves. They simply want to investigate their people and how to make their people better. Well, let me tell you, the number one way that you can make others better is by getting better yourself, by really reflecting on who you are showing up as, reflecting on who you want to be and how you want to model that for others. Now, another fun thing happening that I'll get to at the end of this episode is there is a giveaway going on during the month of December. Each episode is going to have a code word in it. And when you hear the code word, you're going to be able to go to the link. It's in the show notes. It's called December Giveaway. And you'll be able to enter your name, your email, and the code word, which will get you an entry into the giveaway. And then, secret for you, there is a way for you to earn double entries, which is to enter that code word. So you could go on the giveaway right now without getting the code word and get an entry in. But if you listen to this week's episode, so December 5th and December 12th and December 19th, those 3 episodes will have code words in them, and they will give you double entries. So you can re-enter in the giveaway with the new code word. So be ready for that. You also earn entries for sharing that podcast giveaway, and you'll hear more about that at the end of the episode. So let's continue. After number 4, self-awareness, is number 5, gratitude. I have an entire module dedicated to gratitude, and it is called the Appreciate module. Here is what I loved that this article shared as evidence. Being thankful. That's it. Being thankful will get you higher self-esteem. It will reduce depression and anxiety, and it actually is connected to better sleep. I'm going to say it again. Being thankful. That's it. Literally going to bed and saying 3 things you're thankful for. Waking up in the morning and saying 3 things you're thankful for will help you increase your self-esteem, reduce depression, reduce anxiety, and get better sleep. How incredible is that? Knowing how to say thank you and show gratitude other than just the words thank you. I had a dynamite conversation with my Lead with Impact participant, one of them today, as a wrap-up call. And on this coaching call, she said, what I love about the Appreciate module is that you're not telling us to appreciate our clients at the end of a meeting. You literally give us a strategy to plug in appreciation throughout the entire conversation. And I was just like, yes, let's go. That is exactly what it is. All of us have had those people who've at the end of an hour-long speech, or the end of a workshop, or the end of a meeting, or the end of a year, they announce, oh, we're so grateful for you. Thank you so much for the incredible year we just had, or thank you for this great meeting. And they place it at the end. Well, everyone's kind of expecting it there, right? They're expecting it at the end of that meeting or that talk. Place it throughout the meeting, and people will notice it more, feel it more, and they will start to model that as well. So gratitude is huge. In the Appreciate module, not only do you learn how to appreciate without it sounding awkward and you feeling super weird about it, but you learn how to say it in a way that gets clear to the person and actually increases the likelihood of them taking certain actions or acting in a specific way at work, at home, in your relationships. It is a dynamite module. If I could give anything away for free, it would be that one, which I'm assuming I will do an episode at some point, sharing a few strategies of how to really show appreciation in a way that gets people excited and increases their trust and increases their engagement and increases their feeling of value and purpose. So be on the lookout for that. Remember at the beginning, number 1 attribute was integrity. And that was something I was telling you that you could just start doing tomorrow. Well, let's take a look at this list again. Number 2, delegation. That's something you could start doing today. Number 3, communication. Now that is a skill that sometimes you might need to learn and sharpen and continue to grow in, which is exactly what I'm hoping to do for you here on the What If It Works podcast. But also really think about how you communicate now and how you could grow in your communication skills. So that one is kind of the outlier. Number 4 is self-awareness. You could, again, start adding that today, taking a look at yourself, pausing before a meeting, after a meeting. Think about how you showed up to that, what you want to see out of your people, and really reflecting. That is, yes, it's a skill, but it's something you can start doing immediately. And number 5, gratitude. So easy to implement, yet so many of us are not practicing it on a daily basis. So take a second when this episode is done and think about 3 things you are grateful for. The science behind this is bananas, because literally just saying, I'm thankful for my coffee this morning, I'm thankful for the lack of traffic today, and I'm thankful that it hasn't snowed or accumulated yet in the yard, and so therefore I still can see grass. Just those 3 can actually boost your mood, help you communicate and interact with others in a positive way. Like I said, reduce depression, anxiety, get better sleep, and have a higher self-esteem. So take a few seconds and think of 3 things you are grateful for. You could even pause this podcast right here and just announce, or whisper it to yourself, or write it down. 3 things you are grateful for. That is something you can do every single day to really grow yourself as a leader. Please go check out the article, 10 Characteristics of a Good Leader from the Center of Creative Leadership. Check out the link in the show notes and make sure to give the rest of those a read. I obviously did not want to regurgitate the article to you. I wanted to help you connect with it, but also connect to the material you're learning, the content you're learning in this What If It Works podcast, because all of the content is helping you in those 5 areas. And so now, as we look forward into next week, we are going to take a look and investigate your strengths. We're not going to focus on your weaknesses. There is not strong evidence that suggests that you focusing on your weaknesses and trying to grow in your weaknesses actually helps you that much. You know what helps you even more is when you focus on your strengths and you sharpen your strengths. Other people can pick up the slack with your weaknesses, but other people are not you, and they do not have the same strengths as you. This is why delegation is so important, because when you get to focus on your strengths and you delegate skills to others who have other strengths, this is how you move your company forward. This is how you move your business forward. This is how you move your culture forward, because all of you are focusing on, your zone of genius, if you will, and doing it really, really well. Now, I mentioned a giveaway, so go to the show notes as soon as this episode is done and find the link to the giveaway. It is annvote.com/December-giveaway. So you could just type that in right now if you wanted. Otherwise, the link is in there. You are simply going to enter your name, your email, and the code word. And you know what? I think today's code word is going to be gratitude, because that was just such a powerful attribute, and it has such powerful impact when you utilize it. So go enter the code word gratitude. That actually gets you double entries into the giveaway. Now, what is even in the giveaway? I haven't even told you. There is a copy of one of my favorite leadership books. It is definitely in my top 5, and it is called The Psychology of Winning. In this book, he lists 10 characteristics of winners. Who are winners? They are people who go out there and get it done. And there is a psychology behind the people who do that and do that well. The book is a super fast read, which I absolutely love. It's super digestible as well. It even has notes at the end of each short chapter, so that if you wanted, you could pretty much just skim to those fast notes and still get the main ideas out of each chapter. It's a great read. It's by Dennis Waitley. Dynamite recommendation coming out of Guide Culture, sales training that I took a few years ago. So The Psychology of Winning, there's a copy of that. There is also pop-up cards that say, "You're amazing." Now, you might be thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, Anne, what am I going to do with these pop-up cards? You literally have an area on the back of the card for you to write a personal message. But then the pop-up card itself is on the inside. It is sealed. So you cannot even see the message until the person that you give it to opens it up. And so it's just kind of a fun little surprise and a way to show appreciation that's so simple and easy and exciting for the person who gets it. They have a personalized message from you and then a positive message that is on the card. So you have 30 of those pop-up cards, and then also a $25 Amazon gift card. It is the holiday season, and so I would love for you to just get yourself a little something this holiday, something that is going to help you grow and learn. And instead of me telling you what that is, I wanted to give you the opportunity to go find that thing. Maybe it's a new journal. Maybe it's a new planner, so you can really kick off 2024 feeling good about your organization. Maybe it's another book that you want to go read or listen to on Audible. So you can use that $25 gift card in whatever way you want as a gift from me to you. Now, go get entered. You get extra entries if you share the giveaway post on my social channels. So if you go to Anne Vote on Instagram, that's at ANNVOTE, you will find the December giveaway post. You can go ahead and share that to your stories. Drop a little line about the What If It Works podcast if it compels you, and go ahead and tag me in that post. Also, you can go to the Facebook page. So Impact to Influence on Facebook. You will see the giveaway post on there, and you can share that to your Facebook page as well, your news feed. And if you could drop a line about the What If It Works podcast, that just blesses me a little bit this holiday season, but it also helps others get connected to a great podcast. Now, I found some dynamite research about listening to podcasts, so I'm going to leave you with this today. Listening to podcasts can boost your mental health. It can help reduce stress and anxiety, and it actually improves your active listening skills. Listening to podcasts also helps you gain a new perspective. It's great for learning new things, and it also helps you reduce screen time. Now, some of you might be listening to podcasts that are on YouTube, so you are watching the screen at the same time. But I know many of you listen to this while you exercise, while you crochet. I had a recent listener tell me she crochets and listens to my podcast. You might be out walking your dog, whatever it is, but you have an incredible opportunity to boost your mental health, reduce your stress, improve your active listening, gain new perspectives, learn new things, and reduce screen time by listening to podcasts. So by you sharing about this podcast, you are also helping others not only do those things, but grow in their leadership and communication skills. And for that, I am so grateful. I hope you have an incredible week. I hope you remember to breathe this holiday season. I know it can get busy. It can feel like you have a lot to do, but remember, you are in control of your mindset. You are in control of your attitude, your words, and your actions. Now go out there and create change. If you have not already subscribed to the What If It Works podcast on your favorite podcast platform, please go do that today. That helps you make sure you do not miss an episode. Also, if you have not rated the podcast or left a review in the month of December, it would absolutely bless me to know how the podcast is impacting you and what you are loving so that I can deliver more of that in 2024. By dropping a review or giving a rating, it also helps other listeners find this podcast and learn and grow in their leadership and communication skills as well. So there is a way for you to not just bless this podcast and myself, but others as well this holiday season, which is all about giving, right?